Australian mining companies and the whole supply chain are quite competitive. They faced a number of challenges, including in part because mining is such an important part of Australia's economy. One of the biggest challenges, I think, has been predominantly in the energy sector, particularly coal, but especially natural gas, where a number of projects were green-lit at a time when Asian natural gas prices were a lot higher than they are today, and the costs overran, and the producers have had to make adjustments. And that's something I know that Australian consumers are also facing now, and companies are really struggling with the policy environment in that space. So I will, as an outside observer, I watch very carefully how that's evolved. I think the benefit of the Australian mining industry is there's so much expertise across a wide range of metals, energy, agricultural commodities, and that's expertise that is being exported, goods in the supply chain, and that's something that, as there have been some more challenging times in the resource industry at home, that export market has become more important. Sure. So 2017 has been a pretty good year for Chinese commodity consumption after some pretty tough years. And there's several factors that drove that. One was that the stimulus the government imposed or put in place in 2015, 2016 has worked. The economy has reflated. Nominal growth has been quite strong, and there's been a construction boom, and that has been supportive of some revival in copper demand. Looking forward, what we would see though is that with the Chinese focus on the quality of growth, more consumer and service-driven growth, there's going to be greater demand for higher value-added, higher quality metal products, particularly in the steel segment. And so we would expect that demand for many key commodities will sort of grow more slowly than it has over the last few years. That means that producers in oversupplied sectors, such as aluminum, iron ore, and a variety of others, might be a little more challenged than those in, for example, seeking demand for natural gas and the like. So we watch that very carefully. The other thing I would continue to watch is how the Chinese authorities interact with their sort of U.S. counterparts. Trade protectionism, investment protectionism remains a source of volatility in the sector. Sure. So an event like IMARC really brings together quite a wide range of people from around the world, people interested in the mining industry, and it brings together people across all parts of the supply chain. For someone like myself, who's a macroeconomist, who looks at countries, who pays a lot of attention on what commodities mean to country balance sheets, it's eye-opening to understand the technological innovations, to think about how those are changing the cost outlook, and to try to identify inflection points. So for me, it's a great opportunity to make sure that I'm staying up on developments in the industry and to make connections of people across the supply chain.